Hi, this is Alex Humbrick, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this morning with Chadron State women's basketball coach Tim Keneally. It's been a while since we've talked to Coach Keneally. Had the holiday break. During that period, the Eagles played 3 games, all of them on the road. Way back on December 30th, they were at Fort Lewis. One of the top teams in the nation dropped an 88-54 decision there, and then that was followed the next night by a tough 64-60 loss at Adams State. The Eagles did a nice job rebounding, though. The game we'll talk about predominantly at Nebraska-Kearney last Saturday afternoon. The Eagles reversed the Adams State decision, won 64-60. Coach, just to begin with, I know Fort Lewis and Adams State were frustrating games, obviously, to lose, but you got to be happy with your team's effort, although the wins just didn't come out.
Yeah, I thought against Fort Lewis, the kids attacked well and really played hard. They didn't back down. They weren't passive. We played very aggressive. It just wasn't real controlled aggression. You know what I mean? We had a lot of turnovers and gave them a lot of easy baskets. But I was proud of our kids for showing up and really competing hard and kind of trying to take the fight to them a little bit. And it carried over against Adams State. The first half against Adams, I thought we were a little bit flat, especially defensively. We didn't do a good job of just guarding the ball. We were giving up too many dribble penetrations where we had to have rely on our help side, and they were able to make the 1 or 2 passes out of the double teams and get open looks. The last 10-12 minutes of the game, the kids really started competing hard once they knew that we were in a hole. I think we were down about 13 points with 10 minutes to go, and they started competing and playing, each possession like it was their last, and we were able to string a few stops together and really get in the game late, and I think we cut it to about a 1-point advantage with 50 seconds left. Unfortunately, we weren't able to hit free throws down the stretch to seal the win, but, we put ourselves in a position in that game to win at the end, and I was proud of the kids for that.
As has kind of been the case this season, your team sometimes struggles on offense. However, against Fort Lewis, you set a season high for field goals made. Then that was followed the next night by a season high percentage-wise as a team against Adams State, and you certainly carried that offensive aggression kind of to the Nebraska-Kearney game. Really, in that first 10 minutes of the half, when Kearney came out making almost everything, you guys were really right there toe-to-toe.
Yeah, offensively, I think kids are getting more comfortable, with where they're going to be on the floor and when they're going to get shots and getting a better feel for each other. I think you saw that in Lexi Smith's shooting percentage from the three-point line. She went 6 of 8, but it wasn't just the percentage; it was the shot she was taking. She was in rhythm. When she caught the ball, she knew she was ready to shoot. She knew she was going to take the shot. It wasn't rushed, and I think the kids are doing a better job of finding each other off penetration. Early in the season when we drive into the help, and a lot of times we'd force up a bad shot, or we would turn the ball over, or we were unable to see the open man. The kids are doing a better job of getting around that primary defender, and once they get to that secondary defender, they're making much better decisions. They're making good passes to teammates. That teammate's either taking a good shot or making the extra pass, and we're getting better looks offensively, so naturally the shooting percentage goes up.
Lexi Smith led the Eagles in the 64-60 win at the University of Nebraska-Kearney with 18 points. She hit 6 of 8 3-pointers. It's the first time she's done that since a game last year, so Lexi appears to have her long-range shooting stroke back. She also added 7 rebounds. The Eagles also got a nice game from Sadie Waugh, finishing with 13 points, 11 rebounds. That's her first double-double of the season. And then Caitlin Petrie had 16 points, 4 rebounds, and then a big 6 assists.
Yeah, those 3 kids played really well, on the offensive end especially. Caitlin played well in the second half. The first half, she was kind of, it was kind of a slow start for her, but she picked it up. Sadie Waugh wasn't able to practice all week, but I thought she grinded the game out pretty well. She really fought for some rebounds, especially late in the game, and was able to finish from the outside. And I think as a group, we just did a good job of getting Lexi open, first off screens, and we did a good job of giving her the ball with good timing, when she was coming off the screen, when she was in rhythm. So, when those 3 kids can, get into double figures and up to 15 to the 18-point range, that's what we're going to need to be successful. Those are probably our top 3 offensive players on the team.
And then, of course, all of this was possible because the Eagles played great team defense, spearheaded by Marla Munson, a junior guard out of Hershey, who limited Debbie Johnson to just 3 points. Debbie Johnson, of course, entered the game as Kearney's leading scorer at 16 points a game. And so, Coach, I know you were really happy to see that team defense pick it up a notch.
Yeah, I was, and like you said, it was spearheaded by Marla. She did a great job on Debbie. She really has a good feel for what, Johnson's able to do on the offensive end and what she's comfortable doing, and did a, really good job of taking away her strengths, and made her, she gave her a couple contested shots in the first half, and when she takes those contested shots and doesn't knock them down, she doesn't get in a rhythm, and she was able to keep her out of rhythm the entire basketball game, and I thought, quite possibly that was the biggest key to our win.
So the Eagles improved to 2-11 on the season, 2-7 in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They'll have a chance to improve that record this weekend by hosting both of the schools from New Mexico, beginning with New Mexico Highlands on Friday. That game tips off at 6 p.m., and then that'll be followed by another game Saturday against Western New Mexico. That game will also tip at 6. Coach, really, I know you're excited because you haven't had to make this trip this season. You unfortunately had to make it the last 2 seasons. The long trip to Silver City and Las Vegas, New Mexico, well over 30 hours in the bus both ways. So I know you're happy that these people are coming to Shattern this weekend. They have the tough trip, but it's going to be 2 tough games. The New Mexico Highlands is much improved from last season. They're 8-6 overall, whereas Western New Mexico is kind of struggling a little bit, haven't found a win yet.
Yeah, New Mexico Highlands, the coach there, she's done a good job of kind of rebuilding that program. And I think right now with the kids they're going to play, they have 4 kids averaging double figures, and they have the leading scorer in our conference. I think it's Lopez is her name. And, they're a very, very well-balanced bunch. They can get points from, a lot of different positions. So, obviously defense is going to be a key, and not just, one person. Against Kearney, we were able to kind of lean on Marla to shut down their main scorer. Well, they got 3 to 4 kids that can potentially go for 20 a night. So we're going to have to not only play great individual defense, but everyone's going to have to play well together on the defensive end just to make sure we have good help side, and our rotations are sound too, because when they kick it out of these double teams, like I said, they can kick it to 3 or 4 different people that are potent scorers. So our rotations are going to have to, really tighten up a little bit. Western New Mexico, they're just streaky. They've had portions of games this year where they've played extremely well against some good competition. They got a lights-out 3-point shooter who can, get hot and go off for 20 to 30 points. So, obviously for our team this year, we have to pay attention to everybody. And right now we're focused on this game Friday and against New Mexico Highlands. And like you said, they're above 500 on the year, and they're going to pose a great challenge for us, especially on the defensive end.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you this weekend against New Mexico Highlands in Western New Mexico.
Thanks a lot.